What's up guys, I'm Dakota, I run AdClass. We spend $4 million a month on info ads for online brands. So today I'm gonna break down my tier list for ad platforms that I like, that I hate, that I would launch with, or I wouldn't launch with. So let's get right into it. Let's start with LinkedIn. LinkedIn sitting over here looking pretty. Unfortunately for the info space, LinkedIn is a D tier. Here's why. LinkedIn CPMs are really high. Maybe you could overcome that with a really good offer, B2B, very, very niche, and maybe you're niche enough that you could just target by profession and get away with it. But for most info space brands, they want scale, and scale is really hard to do on LinkedIn, especially from in-feed ads. You could go in message, you could get in the inboxes, you could do that. That's a thing that could work. But if I'm going just, top of funnel, trying to get new prospects in, I'm not gonna go LinkedIn ads. It's gonna be one of my down the road scale techniques, maybe. Next up, Snap ads. Snap is also a D tier. I'm sorry, I don't like Snap ads. It's not the right demographic for most info brands. Even if it is an info brand that's like younger generation focused, you really need to do like influencer led campaigns there on people who have big Snap followings. Otherwise it feels really gimmicky. The pixel is not very sophisticated, hard to find people with money. Overall, a tough one to crack. Let's be a little bit nicer. Let's go Pinterest. I'm gonna put Pinterest at a C tier. Not a lot of people in the info space run Pinterest, but if you found the right demographic, you were able to tap into, older women potentially, or you had a health offer that was gonna crack, 40-year-old women who are on Pinterest all the time. You might be able to do some cool advertorial style ads and get away with it. And there's a lot of users on Pinterest with a lot of high intent. They spend a lot of time on the platform. So could be interesting. Next up, we're gonna go TikTok ads. TikTok, I'm throwing in the B tier. Here's why. If you can crack a low ticket or lead magnet funnel, TikTok is gonna unlock a ton of scale for you. Now, higher ticket VSL funnels, webinar funnels, it's gonna be tough because the attention span and the intent level of people on TikTok is lower. It's not because they're younger. Don't hear me wrong. Like everybody's on TikTok. It's just that when you're on TikTok, you're not in a long form mood. You're not trying to watch a VSL, for example. And so you need to meet them where they're at. You need to give them the content that they're going to actually engage with. And that's usually shorter form, snippet size, lead magnet, stuff like that. X ads, man, I wish X ads worked, but X ads really suck, like terribly. D tier, probably F tier, honestly. But I've given it every chance I can with really strong brands. People with 1 million plus X followers, for example, still just can't get it to convert. You'll give it $1,000 budget and it'll blow it in 5 seconds. Like literally, I've seen that happen. I refreshed the page and the entire budget was spent. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they're definitely not focused on the ads platform. And so it's just not worth spending money on right now. However, Google ads is A tier Google. Why? Because if you can crack non-branded search, like keywords that are relevant to your offer, you can get a ton of scale. Not only that, but PMax and Demand Gen, which gets us into YouTube a little bit, are all really powerful platforms. And on that note, Microsoft advertising or Bing ads is a B tier. And here's why. If you can crack Google, you will get like 1/3 of the scale on Bing. It's like essentially the same, but there's actually more buying power on Bing in my opinion, because the boomers are there. You buy a Windows PC, out of the box, you're gonna be on Bing ads, which also includes Yahoo, MSN, a bunch of those other sort of like affiliate websites. So if you can crack Google, there's money on the table on Microsoft as well. A lot of people sleep on that. But that leads us to YouTube ads. I love YouTube ads. YouTube ads is amazing, especially if you've already cracked video ads on Meta. If you haven't, then it's probably gonna take you a little bit of time to figure out how to crack YouTube ads. The buying is more intense, it's harder to crack, but once you do, there's a lot of scale there. So I do love YouTube ads. The only S tier ad platform that you'll ever hear me say I love the most is Meta ads. Honestly, it's really simple. Why? Number one, their pixel's better. They do a better job of finding people who are going to convert for your offer than any other platform. If you optimize towards schedules, it can find you people who books calls. If you optimize toward purchase, it can find you people who open their wallet and purchase. But not only that, they have just a more sophisticated algorithm. So you get in front of the right people, it's all discovery based, and people can find out about you on Meta way more effectively than any other platform. That said, you can also test everything way more rapidly because you can write ad copy, headlines, you can do visual styles, creative, carousel ads, graphic ads, video ads, talking head, UGC, whatever it is. And you can test and test and test until you get finally to a solution where this is gonna work. And that is invaluable, which is why Meta is the only S tier on this list, and the rest of it is good. But if you can't crack Meta, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think you're gonna survive as an info brand running paid traffic. All right, that's my video today. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Part 2 of this series, we're gonna dive into some more tech stack stuff for info brands, but this one was pretty fun. If you like this, subscribe, like, throw in the comments if I missed anything, if you disagree. If you have an ad crushing on X, for example, I'd love to see it. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.